Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the wonderful internet. How's it going? Hope you're doing well on this wonderful evening or morning, wherever you might be in this wondrous planet of ours. My name's Icy, and welcome to a new video series of mine. I'm going to be giving my first impressions or a review on actual video game art books. I've always appreciated the aesthetic value of video games, and I think that it is an aspect that gamers don't often focus on, that don't tend to give value to. Artistic value is what really gives character to any kind of video game, really. And what a video game essentially needs is good music production, good storyline, as well as some good aesthetics. So those are the three artistic cores of video games, or any form of literature, really. But that's really besides the point. I really wanted to start this kind of series because I like art myself. I like looking at screenshots of games themselves or actual concept art, which I'm really passionate about, by the way. So on this first episode, we are going to be looking at the glorious Hyrule Historia, which I have received through the mail today. It is beautiful. I really like the color of the cover. It is pine green, I believe, colored, and the detail on the front cover is very intricate. You can even see the Triforce in the middle. They used a gold shine on top of it, so it's really nice to see that. Lots of recognizable symbols from all various Zelda titles. And before we actually open this book, let's read the summary over here. The Legend of Zelda franchise has set the industry standard for riveting gameplay and immersive storylines. With each game, players have discovered a story of destinies intertwined and heroes emerging from humble beginnings to overcome the most impossible of odds. Now, Dark Horse Books and Nintendo invite you to take in a in-depth look at the creation of one of the most beloved gaming franchises of all time, containing never-before-seen concept art, character designs, the official chronology of the games, the history of Hyrule, and much more. The Legend of Zelda, History of Hyrule, Hyrule Historia, I'm sorry, brings an unprecedented, I can't even say that word properly, look into the making of the Legend of Zelda series. So this was essentially published by Dark Horse Books, which is also kind of known since the Geek of Sundry channel hit the YouTube domain. So you can get this book at Amazon for about 23 bucks at the moment. It's discounted from the regular price, which you can see right here. It says $38.99 Canadian and $34.99 US. So on the website, I believe it says $39.99 for Canadian. It's the same price as it is written on the back cover of this book. So without further ado, let's look at this wondrous book. Opening the first page. Oh my god, I am butt clenching. So you can see kind of vague art here. We don't really know. I think this is from Wind Waker, actually. I might be wrong. I'm not the strongest Zelda fan. I have played a few Zelda games, such as the Minish Cap, which is my most memorable game, because I remember having a Game Boy SP and playing on it, mainly playing the game on it. So this is basically an introduction on the game itself and the creator and his experience with developing the Zelda franchise. And you can even see his signature here. It's pretty witty. It's got a Link face on it. So basically Miyamoto is explaining his passion for the franchise itself, and here we have a history of all of the games. So yeah, I'm not the strongest Zelda fan. I've only played 3 out of all of the games, so I can't really advocate for this franchise, even though it's a really good franchise, and I definitely will try to find the time to play this game, more of the games from the franchise. So here you have a bunch of screenshots from the Skyward Sword game. So you have concept art as well as screenshots from the different games. Here you have like a comparison between Skyward Sword and the Wind Waker. Beautiful Zelda concept art here. You can see her in her goddess form as well as her normal. This is all of this is Skyward Sword, and occasionally you'll find little notes on Zelda or Link from various other Zelda titles. Beautiful artwork. So you can see a lot of finished artwork as well as concept line work, line art as well. Very different art style from the very beginnings of the franchise. Even the concept for the bosses and the evils, the villains, is very intricate. You can clearly see that Skyward Sword was slightly inspired from Middle Eastern culture, with a little bit of, you know, the core art style, the core aesthetics of the Zelda environment was derived from Celtic culture and religion, but they added some different other cultures. They've mixed it all in to make it seem unique. Very beautiful artwork and mixing of colors. The colors are not too harsh at times, and sometimes they're very vibrant. Everything is very organized. There's some text over here, and most of it is images, but you'll find a lot of little description on the sides of, you know, the clothing of the characters, and giving you some notes on what ideas the artists were aiming for. This is very reminiscent of like Hobbit houses. Very beautiful. I really don't have any words. This book particularly has a lot of pages for an art book, so this is definitely a must-buy. If you have money to spend on art books, I would say get this. Even if you're not like a collector of art, if you're a gamer, if you are a big Zelda fan, this is something that you definitely want to have on your bookshelf to show it off to your friends. Very beautiful art. Let's move on. See what else we can find in this. Oh, so here you have a bunch of like side races, the other different cultures in the Skyward Sword. The Gorons are very apparent in different Zelda games. They have been found like in Minish Cap and Wind Waker. I particularly like these dudes. The design for them, rock people. And then you have these people, which have not been introduced before, only in Skyward Sword, the Kikwi, which are very cute. Grass people. Grass bug people. Alden Volcano. The Nairu Desert. They have a lot of pages for Skyward Sword in particular. Very beautiful. I can see why a lot of pages, like the first 1/4 of this book, was mainly showing off Skyward Sword. It's because of, you know, the fact that they're trying to appeal to older Zelda fans who have been, you know, stuck with the first retro Zelda games. So the first, like, 1/4 of the book is just Skyward Sword, right? Very organized art. It's not just images, but it also has a lot of description. So that was Skyward Sword, and here you have a picture of all of the links from each Zelda game. A wonderful compilation. I believe this was a reward on some Nintendo subscription. I don't remember. Yeah, this was created for the 25th anniversary of, you know, the game. So this book was actually produced in celebration of the 25 years of Zelda. And there was also an orchestra concert that was held somewhere in America. I don't even remember. But moving on, this is the history of Hyrule. Let's open this section. This is basically a chronology of all of the Zelda history. All of the Zelda titles are regrouped in 3 particular branches here. So, yeah, we have some nice pixelated art here. How to read the chronicles. Stories, which are not included in the chronicles. So, basically, the ones that are not included are spin-off games, like Link's Crossbow Training. So, this is the chronology of the Historia, the History of Hyrule, which is also featured on the Zelda Wikipedia, I believe. So this was already made before. So basically you have the games that set the world of a Zelda, and then you have 3 sub-branches which describe the different paths that Link took, whether he was defeated or triumphant, or whether he was defeated or triumphant in his child era or adult era. There are always games that were made for all of these different paths. I took a little bit of time on that section. I'm sorry. You have the goddesses of the Zelda franchise, the Triforce. The history of Hyrule is basically a introspective description of the Zelda world. It gives you every little detail on the Zelda world and what you should know, and things that you might have forgotten are mentioned in this particular section. You even have the alphabet, which I believe is also featured on Skyward Sword and Twilight Princess. I'm not 100% sure about what I just said, but again, correct me if I'm wrong. So yeah, you have important characters, the development of Skyloft from Skyward Sword, the reincarnation of the goddess Hylia. Everything is described as we're overlooking different titles from the Zelda franchise. You have the emblem here of the Kingdom of Hyrule on the bottom. And then you have the Picori and the Light Force, which are main communities which are featured in the Minish Cap. Vadi. This is kind of like a side story, but it was also part of the creation world of the Link's child era. I don't want to say that Minish Cap was like a side story, but it kind of was, admittedly. I did play this game like 2 times, and I don't really link it to the real Zelda world. It's more of like a side story to me, but that's only my opinion. I would like to know what you think. So yeah, all of this, I've seen all of this in games like Four Swords, Minish Cap. Very cool descriptions. I'm liking everything I'm seeing so far. Again, the alphabet from the Hylian era this time. Lots of descriptions. Very beautiful. Everything's organized again. You can even see the reminders. Which era are you currently at? What is being described during that period of time? The decline of the Hyrule and the last hero. And you know, I could go on and on turning these pages, but we're really running out of time here. I'm wasting your time in particular. Oh, I remember these fellows from the Oracle of Seasons, which I did play. Enjoyed that game a lot. I remember playing it on my Game Boy Advance. So this art is very different from the previous art styles we've seen so far. Skyward Sword is more of like concept art-ish, very finished art, whereas Oracle of Seasons is more of like cartoon, color, vibrancy of colors, very cartoony look here. And then you have, what is it? Yeah, you have different cartoon art styles of cartoon. Then you have some pixel art here and there, some animations, images from animations. The setting of the Adventure of Link. This features a map of the game. Then you have the Twilight Realm. Some art from Majora's Mask, which was a very dark game, by the way. It had a very grim look. It was probably the creepiest title of all of the Zelda Zelda titles. A lot of shadows around the characters, as you can see. And then you have Twilight Princess, which was also kind of like Skyward Sword, but it was less vibrant and had more muted colors in the game. And it was very dark. Featured a lot of shadowy looking characters and grim monsters. Not as creepy as in Majora's Mask, but it had a very sepia. It had a lot of sepia tones and dark characters. Four Swords was a fun game, but it was also kind of it had a mix of vibrant colors and dark colors as well. Wind Waker was particularly vibrant, and it had a very different art style from all of the other games. Skyward Sword was really the upgrade version for Wind Waker, I would say, because Wind Waker it was the title that had cel-shaded graphics, and basically Skyward Sword continued with that engine, but even further. Wind Waker had more of like a childish look, and a lot of people didn't like Wind Waker for its art style. A lot of gamers preferred the old retro cartoon look, but I really appreciate every art style that was overlooked for the creation of the Zelda video games. They were there was a lot of variety through each title. So I really appreciate the fact that the developers of the Zelda games took their time to experiment with different art styles. They could have stuck with the same thing over and over and over, but no, they decided to be creative and change up their styles of artwork every now and then. So here you have some merchandise, which is obviously a way for marketing, for Nintendo marketing, to get people to buy their stuff, which I'm not going to do, by the way, but I am going to get a Nintendo 3DS for Pokemon Black and White, which I'm really excited for, but I'm not going to talk about that right now. The Legend of Zelda. Some more art. So this is without color. You have a bunch of nice line art. Here you have some really early concept art for the animation, the series of the games. Surprisingly, the series had a TV show, which is not common for video games. Ganondorf Link again. Zelda. And you have different art styles again. Ganondorf with his old retro... Where is he? I think I missed him. Yeah, here's Ganondorf, and here he is again, but This is from Twilight Princess. This is Link from Majora's Mask. Again, more concept illustrations. The Daru Link. Tingle, our favorite and beloved Tingle. Oh gosh. The Wind Waker Zelda. The Link from the Wind Waker. Which I really like, by the way. He looked really mischievous. Tetra, I remember her. I played a little bit of Wind Waker on my computer, but I never managed to play more of it. Then you have more of these tribes from the Wind Waker, which were very goofy looking. A lot of the patterns are inspired from Middle East culture again. And these are some stained glass arts from various Zelda games, such as the Ocarina of Time and Minish Cap. More artwork. This is basically a showcase of all of the different environments from Wind Waker, and I believe, yeah, mainly Wind Waker. Then you have the Oracle of Seasons, Link from Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages. Very cool concept art again. So we get to see these same characters with color and without color, which is really nice. Ganondorf. Link from the Twilight Princess, which I really it is probably my favorite artwork out of all of the different Zelda games. I am really a big fan of detail and realism, fantasy that kind of looks real. Very intricate detail again, especially on Midna's character design. Zelda looks really good in this. Sheik looks good. Sheik. Can't even spell that right. God damn it. Ilya. Lots of cool images. We're at about like 200 pages almost. Great character design again. This is really interesting looking. The Goron tribe. Oh gosh, they look so nice. The Zora tribe. Fish people. The monsters even are featured in this. Twilight emissaries. The items of the Zelda games. Zelda's bow. The shield. Oh god. Even the spinner from Twilight Princess. Twilight Princess. I'm sorry. I keep saying stuff wrong. It's a habit that I need to work on. Monsters again. Malladus front. This is a spin-off game, I believe. Yeah, Spirit Tracks. I remember that. I think it was for the 3DS. More of the Goron tribe. Again, I really like the Goron tribe. And Tingle in particular. Very cool artwork. The Tower of Spirits. Etc. And here you have a complete timeline of the changes in character design for Link. Really big changes from a cartoony looking Link to some 3D aspects to it. A little bit of Grim Shadow for Majora's Mask. And then a complete overture in art style. Very strong line art. Different cartoon style. And then you have very intricate detail. Real looking Link. And then some more finished line art style. Very interesting introspection. And then you have the same thing for Zelda, which she kind of had different hairstyles and looks in comparison to Link, who kind of looks similar and different. If you look at the different video games, Maybe his hair looks a little, the color of his hair altered a little bit, but Zelda had some pretty drastic changes here and there. Even Ganondorf, from Twilight Princess to the Oracle series, he really looks different. And then you have the game catalog. Lots of descriptions for each title. And you have a conclusion, which features Eiji Aonuma, the director and producer for the Legend of Zelda series. And he also wraps things up for you. And that's basically it. And that was basically the history of the Hyrule Historia. Now, if you go to this page, it'll tell you to stop. And it'll tell you basically that this is a manga section of this book. So this is basically a little story made by the creators of this book. So you read this from the back like a normal Japanese manga reader, and you go from top to bottom. So you have a little message from Akira Himekawa, who is the creator of this little manga section. Basically, he's congratulating the creators of the Legend of Zelda series for being able to create so many titles in 25 years. And you have some nice manga pictures. Nice little story, which takes a look at all of the history, a little bit of the overall history of the Hyrule world. Very nice looking manga art. If you want to pause, but I'm not going to stop to read everything. I've already read this myself. Very cool looking art. Goes from vibrant colors to the traditional manga art. Let's see. What was the last page? Oh. Yeah, pretty cool. Now I'm reading it backwards. Great. Great job. Oh god, I can't even open this one. Come on now. Or is it not supposed to open? Oh well. But that was basically it. Let's see if I skipped something. Nope. We already saw this, and I forgot to... Yeah, we have the table of contents somewhere, I think. Or not. I don't remember. Oh yeah, it's right here. So this is the table of contents again. If you wanted to pause the video somewhere and look at the book, you can do so however you like. But that was basically the Zelda Hyrule Historia. That was, let's see how many pages that was again. I don't even remember. Oh gosh, let me look at the table of contents for a second. I don't remember. 238 pages, guys. That was a lot for... well, I guess that was an appropriate amount of pages for all of the Legend of Zelda video game titles. Yeah, that was really a really nice book. Really nice art book. Did I damage the book by accident? I think so. Oh gosh, did you see that? Do you see that? That little thing. I don't like that. I don't like damaging my books, but books don't last forever. As they say, they're made out of paper. What can you do? But it is a very durable book, not soft cover, so it's definitely worth the money, guys. 23 bucks. I definitely recommend it. So that was it. Thank you for watching this first video. This series is hopefully going to be continued with more art books from different video game titles. Maybe World of Warcraft or Journey, which is a PS3 exclusive. I haven't gotten my hands on these, so I'll try if I can. But guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And before we go, what did I want to say? Let me think. Let me think. What did I want to say? I forgot what I wanted to say. I think I wanted to sing something. How did I forget the Legend of Zelda theme? Dun, 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 dun. I got an art book, and it's wonderful. It's only 23 bucks, and you should definitely get it. I really, really, really recommend it. Goodbye, guys. See you next time.